Richard Minadeo. I'm a retired classicist, and I'm going to read you some excerpts from my new book, 1492 and All That. It's a spoof of American history, and it's based on this baby, 1066 and All That, which is a spoof of British history. This book is as old as I am, and it's still in print, and it's still a classic. If you like wit, if you like dazzling wordplay, read this book. But read mine first, of course. American history began in 1492 when Christopher Columbus sailed into the Bay of Haiti, which he mistook for India. Columbus therefore didn't exactly discover America. This honor went to the Spanish explorer Ponce de Leon years later while he was searching for Florida. Ponce not only found Florida, but he found, capped, and absconded with all he could tote, 10 gallons, of the magical fountain of youth. Ponce was last seen selling pencils on a Las Vegas street corner in 1958. He was a lad of 14 at the time. Sam Adams lined up 1,000 sexual dysfunctionals, Minutemen, around the crest of Bunker's Hill in Lexington or Concordia and ordered them to await orders. When the British rednecks, who were also there, advanced to within 50 paces, Adams crowed, "Don't shoot until you see the whites of your eyes." As a result, only one shot was fired, but it was heard round the world. The American Revolution had begun. This was a very good thing. Benjamin Franklin was the smartest of the founding fathers and also the most intelligent. He invented not only the fire hose and the post office, but also the kitchen sink, and with a key, lightning and electricity. Possibly, Big Ben could never stop inventing memorious sayings like "a stitch in 9 saves time," "fart proudly," and "beware the eyes of Marge." Honest Abe's one biggest mistake was to suspend poor old habeas corpus. Poor old habeas was found guilty of gross impunity by a jury of his peers and sentenced to death by hanging. Lincoln commuted the death part, but habeas's neck sure got a strong, memorable stretching, although nothing close to the recent stretchings at the hands of President George W.R. Busto and his so-called singing executioner, John Arscroft, which have resulted in poor old Habe's chin bouncing off his knees whenever he walks or talks. Yankee Doodle's 3 strongest enemas during World War II were number 1, Adolf Hitler, the crazed Nazi Führer of Germany, with his 30 crack lederhosen divisions, the best and best dressed military units in the world. Number 2, the energetic but equally mad Japanese dictator Hideki Mojo. And third, though not everybody knew it at the time, Papa Joe, Stalin. The Italian buffo Benito M. Linguini was also taken as a strong enema at first, but he turned out to be only a false report. This was a very good thing. President Truman created the State of Israel according to the dictates of the Balfour Declaration, which granted the Jews the territory of Palestine for a homeland, a very good thing. The trouble was, according to the Jews themselves, Palestine didn't exist, hence the Jews were still without a homeland, a very bad thing. Then the Romantic premier Goldie Meir and others came to the rescue by pointing out that it was the Palestinians who did not and never did exist, and not Palestine. Moreover, the Israelis insisted that the proper spelling of the place was not Palestine, P-A-L-E-S-T-I-N-E, but P-A-L-E-S-T-E-I-N. Those millions of people who call themselves Palestinians insisted, nonetheless, that they did too exist and in Palestine. Oy vey, sighed the Jews, if this folk could only accept its non-entity, we and they could breathe a big sigh of relief and move on. Is non-entity so bad? Where are the snowballs of yesteryear? Luckily, it's not an American problem. Militarily, Eisenhower's motto was that of every thinking soldier. Do nothing. Delegate all the tough stuff to the glory dogs like Mutton and Montgomery, and just wave the baton from the wings, so to speak. That's the way he handled the Norman invasion, by remote control from beaches in Omaha, if history is to be trusted, and Utah. That's how he ran the presidency, too. The one time he tried to do something constructive, he was caught with his hand in the cookie jar by the crapulent Soviet chairman Khrushchev and was forced to eat a crow. The bird he enjoyed, but it was deeply embarrassing. Bobby Kennedy was more of a family man than Brother Jack, turning out 9 children before he was 19. He looked like Bugs Bunny before his brother's assassination, whereupon he began to resemble the great ancient Greek tragedian Aeschylus. The American dream started modestly as a chicken in every pot and a pot in every garage. But the dream has expanded steadily of late to include a long, healthy, prosperous life of unbroken pleasure and ease, and the sure reward of heaven. This is called entitlement, and is a very good thing indeed. Tricky Dicky was blown out of office by the alleged top-secret spying of a certain Deep Throat. This romantic theory was thrown into severe doubt by the trotting out of a doddering old man at the beginning of the next century as the Deep Throat in question. Everybody knows that Deep Throat was a girl. Who hasn't seen the flick? In all fairness, we must score one for Tricky Dicky on this angle. Romantic Ronald Reagan was memorably known as the Teflon president. One day, he chanced to slip and fall into the presidential swimming pool, which happened to be filled with molten liquid Teflon at the time. Witnesses say that Ronnie, a terrific swimmer, never even squeaked. Once the stuff dried completely, nothing could stick to the man, not even the inedible misdemeanors that come with the territory. It's also the reason that his skin never aged, nor his hair ever ruffled or grayed, and why he was able to take 3 memorable bullets in the gut without even a Grinch. He was taken to the hospital only for the photo opportunity. This was a very good thing. Ciao.